Hello and welcome to Low Budget Gaming and welcome to another first Descendant video. So we are looking at the Void Erosion Purge challenges this time. You can consider this as a bit of a guide because there are some changes to the Void Erosion Purge challenge stages this time around with episode 3. And also I wanted to make an Ines guide because with the episode 3, they are doing two events, a new player and returning player event. And in both those events, they're giving away Ines for free on day 2. So a lot of people would be getting hold of Ines, and so I wanted to show you a basic build for Ines. And then as you progress further in the games, I'll show you the adjustments you can make once you unlock more of the systems, like the Arche tuning, Mutant cell, trigger module, ancestors modules, and things like that. So over here in the terminal, of course, we have the Void Erosion Purge normal. We do the stage 10 here to farm the cores. Okay, and this one has level 260 enemies and the Legion of Darkness, which is weak to chill. However, when we go to the challenge mode, these are higher level enemies, level 400 enemies, and we have the Order of Truth, which is weak to electric. This is where Ines comes in because Ines is an electric descendant. Now, you get a one-time reward for these cores, but you get a lot of level 10 cores and things like that. So might as well try to get them once, even if you're not interested in setting records or leaderboard times, because if you can min-max a bit more and try to be a bit sweaty, you can get your name on the top 100 list of the clear times, and then next episode you'll get a badge. I'll not bother with that. I'll just show you a very simple basic setup that can work everywhere, not just Void Erosion Purge challenge, but later missions and things like that. You can use it comfortably and without even worrying about too much HP and things like that. You can clear it comfortably. Of course, it will not be a fast clear time. It will be a comfortable clear time, but it will also not be slow. Anyway, I'll head over to the lab and show you the builds. All right, so we are in the lab. Now, before I begin, somebody asked me last time about this skin. And so right now the skin has returned in the shop. If you look at this one here, blue flower set, this is the skin. I've just colored it slightly differently. I think this combination looks better. Anyway, let's get into the build. So first up, we have the standard build here. This is the build that you would use without any of the extra systems that they've added. So let's say you just finished the hard mode, or let's say the normal mode difficulty and you unlocked hard mode. This will be the build. So I'll talk you through the build. I'll talk about the passive and the range, and then we'll look at the different systems. So Ines is an electric descendant. When you use the time of the Hunting Hound's Transcendent module, all her skills become tech type. So electric and tech, electric tech, electric tech. Ines has a lot of crit rate, so we are going to build with crit damage as well. So we first start off with focus on electric and focus on tech. Okay. These will, of course, give you cooldown along with the power to do both those things. Then we have the 4 crit mods: Insight, Concentration, Frontlines, Emergency Measures. 2 cooldown mods: MP Conversion, Nimble Fingers. And I have 2 range mods. You can drop the second range mod and put HP here as well. But there's a reason for the second range mod. I'll come back to that later. Now let's have a quick look at the passive. Now this is interesting because if you saw the Dia video, Dia gets more crit rate with HP. Ines gets more crit rate with MP. Okay, so the more MP you have, the more crit rate you can get, up to a maximum of 39% crit rate at 600 MP. So that is the first part of her passive. The second part is something called Dark Current. Dark Current gives you more damage with more MP. And this is not limited to 600, this goes up to 800. So the more you can put MP into the build, the more you will benefit with some extra damage when you're using your 4th skill. You'll see a number, recurring number, which is sort of not dependent on the level of the enemy or the faction, and you'll do that number consistently. So let me just quickly show you that. So we got these guys here. Let's get our custom resource back. Now we'll throw this and you see a number recurring. That is your number 21578. Ignore the other numbers. That 21578, that is the dark current number that we see from the passive. So in order to increase that one, you want to put MP, more MP if possible. So yeah, so that is the tricky thing here. At this stage, the only thing you can drop is perhaps a second range mod and put something like Enlightenment. Where is it? This one here. This will give you 15.2% MP. All right. So Ines and her skills. If you look at the 4th skill, where it says Thunder Snare, continuous damage range 7.5 meters. And max expandable range is 200%. So 15 is the max expandable range for her skills. Okay. So you'll see we have 21.5%. You might be thinking, why do we need so much when you're already at max range for the skills. If you go beyond the 200%, you have things over here. For example, the floating lightning, where it says max bounces, it says 4 times and it has been increased to 7 times. If we remove this, we are at 5 times. So even though our skill here is 16.5 meters, which is still more than double, which is the max expandable range, our max bounces has dropped. So if you see the current while section where it says max target count, 3 monsters, 5 monsters. If you see the second skill here, max target count, 7 monsters, 9 monsters. Again, if we increase the range, we'll just hit more people. So the floating lightning will hit 7. This one will hit 10 monsters, and this one will also hit 6 monsters. So when we hit an enemy with the floating lightning, the first skill, it will bounce between the monster and Ines. If there is more than one monster, it will bounce between them. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 bounces. And each bounce is doing a lot of damage. So you're basically getting a lot of damage when your, let's say, 4 skill is on cooldown and things like that. So we want more MP to increase the dark current, and we want more range to increase the number of bounces and the monsters we are hitting. Let's look at the external components and the reactor, then I'll come back to all the systems that have been added. So we are using 2 pieces of the plague set and 2 pieces of the hunter set. The plague set will be available from Sigma sector, which is soon after you get into hard mode, and you will spend some time in Sigma sector. So these are the roles here on the plague power, auxiliary power, max HP, MP recovery. Over here we have max MP, MP recovery in combat, MP recovery modifier and defense, and we have max shield and shield recovery. The hunter pieces gives you cooldown. The plague pieces gives you tech power, tech skill power, and also quite a lot of HP. So even though we are not using an HP module, we have 9,377. And once you get to Sigma sector, you'll also be able to add the cores on your external components. So if you see the orange and blue at the top where it says max HP and defense, you have to put the cores, HP and defense cores. There are only 2 types of cores, and so you can put all of these to get some extra HP. The reactor we are using with Ines is the Tingling Mechanics reactor. We've always used this one. So skill cooldown and crit damage are the 2 options that you want. After this, we got the Inversion Reinforcement. And this changes every season, as you know, every episode, let's say. So if you're using the Shadow Sword, you want to get hold of this Instant Acceleration protocol. We want some HP recovery every now and then, so you can go with Selective Cellular Stimulation. And you can use Deploy Hardened Shell to reduce the incoming damage. Now after this, we reach Sigma sector and we get to the Arche tuning board. So once you level your unique Arche factor XP to 40, you can build out this board. So what I've done here is I've taken the skill power, I've taken the MP recovery out of combat, we have taken the skill powers here, you're taking the range. 2 is enough to max out all the bounces and things like that. And then we go up here with the MP, and so we can take more MP from here. And we take extra cooldown, we go left, we take the 3 crit damage nodes, and then we go here, we take the skill power, and then up here we have the mutant cell, and we are using the electric chain catalyst. This will work with all the factions, the electric chain catalyst. If you are focusing solely on the order of truth, then electric cohesion might be a better option, because you'll just increase your electric power and do more damage to them because they are weak to electric. With the remaining nodes, we take some more MP here. So this is the enhanced MP. You'll get a lot of MP. And I had 1 remaining, so I took a little more MP. So remember the dark current, we're trying to take more MP over there. So next up, we have the trigger module. So our trigger module, as usual, if you use the buttons here, you'll figure out what works with your skills. We are doing a lot of damage with our 4th, so we'll use something for our 4th skill, and we can go with the power beyond. So now with the ancestors modules, I'll give you a couple of examples showing you how you can adjust and keeping things like the range and the MP and things like that. So this is the base build. Like I said, this one here, this one is with range, crit damage, and tech power boost ratio. So because we got so much range, I dropped the second range module, which let me keep all the extra bounces and the enemies getting hit and all of this. We actually reach 11 monsters on this one because we got so much range here. And then we got a lot of crit damage as well, 141.5. And we also got tech power because tech is the skill here. So this one will give us the extra range with the damage and the bounces, and we'll also get the extra crit damage. Now, another option you can use is if you get lucky and you get hold of MP and crit damage on your ancestors. So on this occasion, I got max MP of 19.6%, critical damage of 140, so about the same as the other one. And we got a negative electric, so it shouldn't make too much of a difference. Now, because we got a lot of MP, remember earlier what I said about the crit going up with MP? So we are dropping the inside and we are using the max MP. So this gives us two benefits. We will increase our crit rate up to 600, and then we'll also increase our dark current number. So if you see right now, we are at 100% crit rate, and when we use the dark current now, so let's get the 50 here, that recurring number, the dark current number, will be much higher. So we are getting 224 now. Okay, so we only have one range, meaning we are not going to get the bounces. We are getting 5 bounces instead of 7. So yeah, if you're purely mobbing, this build will work better. This middle one is more balanced, and this is more sort of friendly for the earlier part of the game before you get to the axion planes, let's say, before you get the trigger modules and the ancestors. So basic build here, balanced build here with more range, crit damage, and if you can get MP over here, that would be the perfect combination. So crit damage, MP, and range. If you can get these three things, you'll have like a complete all-round build that is strong in all categories. I've covered everything else. The only thing remaining is to talk about the Secret Garden. Now, this is a gun good for Ines because the unique ability on this gun gives you something called pest control. So when you're using tech skills, which all of our skills are tech skills, you will get something called pest control, and this gives you more firearm attack and skill power. Skill power is what we want. We'll get 3 stacks of the skill power. And so whenever you're using skills, you're passively getting some extra power without even doing anything, and you just have to hold the gun. On the gun itself, you don't really need to build it. I've put sprint cores here just so that we can run faster. And yeah, that is all you need to know about the Ines build. So yeah, I'll leave you with the footage of the Void Erosion Purge Stage 5, Challenge Stage 5. And it's a comfortable run. Again, like I said, it's not intended for speed running or something. It's just comfortable to clear it easily. And get the free course. Thank you for watching. See you next time.
There's no getting away. Give up. You can't escape. Eliminating. Let's end. Boom. Don't you dare run away. Bastards. This is going to hurt. This is awesome. My shield, come down. Give up. Eliminate. This is where it ends. Don't you dare run away. This is awesome, huh? Don't you dare run away. This is where it ends. This is awesome. Dinn challenge. Give up. Come on, out of the way. This is awesome. Get out of my way. Boom! This is going to hurt. Eliminate. Don't you dare run away. Let's end this. Eliminate. Give up. This is awesome. This is where it ends. Boom. Don't you dare run away. This is awesome. Eliminate. This is going to hurt. Don't you dare run away. Dinn challenge. Give up. Boom. Give up.